What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So the 25th anniversary tins are on the way, and I released a video earlier talking about like the top 5 like reprints we want to see in this set, and I kind of started thinking about it, do some other videos, and I realized that, you know what, there might be some cards that might actually miss the set. So this video is going to be pretty much the exact same form as the other one, but instead of like, you know, some of like the, you know, like the most wanted reprints, we're going to talk about cards that potentially might miss the set. So if you like what we do here, please feel free to like, subscribe. If not, it is all cool. We, you know, like we film videos like this like all the time. Leave a comment down below if you know, if you agree or disagree with any of these choices. Without further ado, let's get into the cards. Guardian Chimera is the first card that I want to talk about. So to be honest, this is like, originally I was going to put the main Dino Morphia card in here, because I was thinking like, well, Dino Morphia is not really, you know, like isn't really that expensive, like it's not really that, you know, used that much. Maybe Konami's thinking that, you know, maybe I don't want to do this, but Konami, you know, but also Konami has the tendency of reprinting a lot of cards, so maybe this is not the best choice for this list. But I want to start off with Guardian Chimera. They already reprinted Guardian Chimera, even though Konami has, you know, a habit of reprinting a lot of things. There is a lot of cards from a lot of these sets that need to get reprinted, kind of up to the point where there is one set where I really didn't know exactly what I could choose. So like I said, this is not really like a hardcore list, like, oh, this is gonna miss 100%. This is kind of just an idea that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if these cards, you know, weren't in there. So Guardian Chimera, you know, at the first card from Battles of Chaos, that I feel that they might not want to reprint. Okay, so and for for Dimension Force, I was, you know, I'm looking at Noah Punk, Dear Note. Dear Note already got reprinted, you know, like recently in Battles of Legend. Like I said, Konami loves to reprint these multiple times, so this could be completely wrong. But at the same time, there are a lot of slots that need to get filled, like. And also at the same time, Konami has a tendency of like filling like you know, half of it with just cards that are like whatevers, and you know, I guess like unless Konami wants to like really minimize some of the ridiculous unnecessary reprints, you know, reprinting all these cards that they know no one's gonna use, and fill it with cards like this, I can kind of see them saying like, hey, you know, we might not want to, like, you know, miss, you know, the, you know, No Punk Dear Note, because maybe they want to push the Punk Gold Pride deck and maybe reprint these cards at a later date to kind of push a different set. This is just my idea. That's kind of going to influence a different choice in this list. So for Darkwing Blast, I was thinking World Sea Dragons Atlantis. To be honest, this card is extremely interesting, and I bet that there's like a lot of people that would probably solely solely play certain decks like Marine sets, because they can go into this card very easily and get a lot of advantage. The card is not really like that expensive, so like, you know, it isn't like it's a $10 or $15 card to where like a lot of people are looking at it. But I could see them potentially missing this card, and this card shooting up to like, you know, $12, $15, maybe even $25 simply because it's used in certain rogue strategies. That's kind of what happens with certain cards when, like, oh, they're gonna miss the 10, and then, you know, they kind of like shoot up. This is kind of like I said, a lot of these are kind of a little bit of like a bold prediction, simply because there's a lot of slots, so cards that are gonna miss are gonna be very few and far between. But like, I'm just gonna go and throw this one in there because there's a lot. I think they're gonna push the Chimera agenda, and they're gonna really want to make sure like a lot of these cards are, you know, out there. There's also, you know, there's also other cards for other rogue strategies that come in Darkwing Blast, so I'm pretty sure they'll want to make sure that, like, okay, we're gonna release as much as we can from that set. Okay, and for Tactical Masters, this was like another set that was really hard to choose for, because I know that Konami wants to push a lot. Like I said, they want to push Runic because they're eventually going to want to hit. If it isn't heavy Runic hits, I know they're probably going to want to hit the Hugin. They're probably going to hit the Tip. They might hit the Fountain again. They might hit all 3 of those, a combination of those 3. But they also are going to hit other pieces of the different variants. So we might get a hit for hire in the TCG, because for hire was used way more in the OCG. So just because the OCG didn't get a hit doesn't mean we won't get a hit. So the for hire variant could, you know, we could see some for hire cards get hit. We could see some sprite cards get hit, and on top of that, we could see extra, you know, extra runic cards get hit. So I could really see them like pushing a lot of Tactical Master stuff. So they're gonna want to reprint, you know, like the Flashing Fire. They're going to want to reprint, you know, the Freezing Curses. They're going to, you know, like I said, the Tip, the Fountain, the Hugin, all the extra monsters, so that way they could be in Prismatic Secret, so that way they could be on par with the new one that came out. I really feel like potentially the one that could miss would be Runic Dispelling. It did already get a super rare reprint, so that could kind of make this one shoot up to like a $1 to $2, maybe $3 card. I don't think it's anything crazy, but this is like I'm saying, like if any card would be missed in the tin, maybe something small like Runic Dispelling, because really isn't used that much, but at the same time, a lot of variants like to run at least one copy of this card. And the last card I want to talk about, Noah Punk Foxy Tune. This is the card that I think that's going to be missed in Grand Creators. It did get a reprint in the Battles of Legend, just like the other card, the other Punk card that I talked about on this list. I really feel like Konami might want to push the Gold Pride, like the Gold Pride Punk deck as one of the next potential, maybe not tier 0, but like one of the better decks. So like maybe they might like let some of these cards exist on the list at the same time. Maybe try to let some maybe either this card or the other one miss the list, so that way one of them can kind of go up so they can reprint it in a different set. Because you gotta say, Konami does do these lists to sell, it is for the game, but it's also for the product. It's 60-40. Sometimes it shifts over. Like sometimes it's 60 for the meta and 40 for the product, or a lot, but for them, a lot of times it's 60 for product and then 40 for meta. But but so Konami could sit there and say, okay, we want to try to push this deck, so we'll keep this off of these certain lists. That way this stuff will go up, and then we'll be able to sell it in a reprint set. That's like I said, a lot of these are kind of out of left field. Do not take these all with a grain of salt. This is like a hardcore list. This is kind of just like something that I kind of just thought in the thought in the back of my mind, and I just turned into a video. Alright guys, peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.